back to the channel. Today I'm doing another update after wear video. So today's video is actually going to be about a designer sneaker. I've had a lot of requests about this and I understand why. It's an expensive sneaker and it looks like it's gonna get dirty and get ruined pretty fast. However, I'm gonna show you guys an up close look at them after wear and you guys could see for yourselves how well they've actually held up. So the sneaker I'm talking about is going to be the Dior B23 high top sneaker. Of course, coming in this classic Dior Oblique print all over the sneaker. This is one of the most hyped designer sneakers in the game right now. It's actually been out for over a year, I believe, and people are still, trying to get their hands on a pair. They are available on Dior in most sizes still. They did up the price on them. I think after tax, it's like $1,200 now, which is, definitely really high for a sneaker that looks like a Converse at the end of the day. However, in my opinion, this is one of the best and most wearable designer sneakers out right now. So I'm not really going to be reviewing these as much as I'm going to show you guys how they've held up after wear. I do want to start off by pointing out two things that I've had these for a while now. Not when they first released, but I have had it for a pretty good amount of time. I haven't worn them too many times just because it's an all-white sneaker and honestly I don't wear designer as much as I like wearing streetwear. However, every now and then that I would go out to like a classic dinner, a classy night, something like that, I would put these on. And the cool thing about this in my opinion is that it also has that streetwear vibe to it as well. So if you're just casually hanging out, you can definitely pull these off as well. I haven't worn them as much as someone would regularly wear them after buying it. And another thing I want to mention is that I did get these professionally cleaned, so they look extra crisp right now. Before, they were definitely a lot dirtier. The main parts that get dirty, however, have to be this front toe guard area and the midsole and outsole of the sneaker. Of course, it's basically predominantly white with the black hit of Dior here. So this part right here actually begins as a beige/tan colorway that wasn't white, so that's not really from yellowing. One thing I do want to say, the camera might not pick it up as well, but this area right here is actually yellowed a little bit. That's not really a concern because you would expect that with a white sneaker, so definitely not an area that I would be too concerned about. Again, paying $1,200, I think people kind of overreact because at the end of the day it's still just a shoe and the same things are going to happen to this that would likely happen to any other shoe. But the thing I do want to mention is that this material right here is actually really nice. So from the pictures, honestly, and from other videos that I saw before I actually picked these up, it looked really flimsy, and I think you guys could see that from this video as well. It's like a really soft mesh-like material. However, I have to say that nothing has happened to it. I was scared that it might rip or something like that, I don't know, but to be honest, nothing has happened to it besides a little bit creasing here and there. But when you actually put these on feet, that creasing completely goes away. Honestly, they've held up extremely well, beyond my expectations. Yeah, that part, definitely if you just wear it casually, if you're not doing anything crazy in it, is not going to rip. So if that's an area you're concerned about, I would definitely say you shouldn't be. Another area that a lot of people are actually concerned about is the translucent guard that's kind of on that mesh-like material on some parts of the sneaker. Now, I do have to say, I'm not sure if the camera will pick this up that well, but this definitely has yellowed over time. Here's what I meant with the yellowing. It's probably going to show better up close. You guys can see right there on that area. Again, this part is just naturally like that, so that's not an issue. And then on the other side as well, you can see. Now, I want to point out, this doesn't come completely white when you buy it. It's still kind of a tint to it, but definitely got worse after wear. Let me show you guys this pair as well. So again, same issue with this one. Flip it around. But yeah, that is basically the only part I would be concerned about with these. So this comes in kind of like a little bit of a yellow tint when you first get it. However, it's definitely not as much as this. This, of course, has to do with wearing it, but also storing it. So if you're one of those people that doesn't keep your sneakers in boxes and just puts them outside, then this part is definitely going to get really yellow really fast. For me, I try to keep it in the box as much as possible. Sometimes I've left it out, and that's why it has actually yellowed. Plus, when you just wear it from natural wear, it gets that tint to it. So this is the right pair I'm going to show you guys. Take a look at that, and I'm going to show you guys the left pair right after this. So here is the left pair. This one's actually more yellow, to be honest. If you guys could see the medial side of the shoe especially, you could definitely see how it's a different color than this area. and definitely yellowed out more. Let me put it side by side. Hopefully you guys can see the difference between the two. Honestly, these kind of small things the camera doesn't often pick up. That is something that you are concerned about or don't want that look. So you guys can see right here, you guys up close look at that. See, that's like kind of yellowing out over there. And then on this part as well, definitely seeing a lot of yellowing happen. So again, if you're concerned about that or you don't like that look, then I don't know, this might not be the shoe for you. However, again, you could mitigate that by storing it properly, but at the end of the day, anytime you wear it out, it is exposed to sunlight, and because of that, it is going to yellow. I do want to show you guys a better look at that Dior logo right there. The black Dior logo, nothing has happened to. All the lettering is still there. No issues there, hasn't faded off. Another area I want to talk about is the toe guard. This has stayed perfect. It's a really thick material, so it's not like your regular pair of Converse where it's just gonna go bad really quick. The rubber they used on it is like a really nice, and definitely you could tell it's an upgraded material from your regular Converse sneaker for sure. So that has stayed clean. Again, it's also really easy to clean just because it's rubber. The midsole as well. Like, the reason this looks brand new right now is because it is extremely easy to clean, especially if you give it to like a professional cleaner or use like a professional cleaning kit, something like that. It'll definitely come right off. Another area that I do want to point out, I have seen a couple people have this issue. These eyelets on the laces actually fall off for some people. I'm not really sure why. And these two right here, I've seen this one being a big issue. That might just be a sizing issue, honestly. If you get a sneaker that's kind of small and your foot's pressing up on it too much, that might happen. But the material used on these is actually really nice. And it doesn't look like it's gonna fall out for me, at least. I don't know, but I have seen it. I did want to point that out for you guys. Back tab right here is actually like a leather and kind of like a mesh-like material. I really, can't come up with a name for it. But that has also stayed clean. You do get some yellowing and some dirt on it just from natural wear, but it is easy to clean as well. That's like one of my main things about the sneaker. It is super easy to clean. So anytime you really get dirt on it, it's gonna come right off pretty easily. The laces, of course, have cotton laces on it, nothing special there. Those get dirty, but I mean, you could just wipe it down with a wipe after wearing it. A lot of the dirt will come off. Another area I want to talk about is the sock liner area. So that area, one thing I want to say is when you wear colored jeans or even black jeans, you definitely get some coloring transferring onto it. These kind of things are more visual when you actually have the shoe in person, but I'm pretty sure the camera is picking up the sock liner area, definitely getting some discoloration and some, a little bit like dirt on it basically. However, when you wear it, usually you're going to wear these with jeans. It's going to cover it up, and even if not, then from distance that's definitely not going to show, but that does go all the way throughout the sneaker, so that part is going to get a little bit discoloration throughout. Next thing I want to talk about is the insole of these sneakers. Of course, we have a white insole with the black Dior writing on it. So as you guys can see right there, get a close look at it. That has actually stayed fully intact on both shoes. Now, I have worn these with an insole on top of that insole. So if you do wear it without an insole, that might fade away. But the print actually on it looks really good. I don't think it'll fade away regardless. It's not like a regular $150 shoe where it fades away really quick. They actually made the insole of really good material. So I don't see a problem with that. However, given that it's white, it does get super dirty inside. But again, the only person seeing that is you, and that's not an issue whatsoever. Last thing I want to talk about with these is the outsole of the sneaker. Once again, I did clean these pretty thoroughly. That's why it looks really clean right now. The outsole does get dirty and does get yellow pretty quickly, but again, easy to clean. If you have like a pair of Jordan 1s or Nikes like that, it's very similar process to cleaning these. You really want to have an issue using a couple of good wipes or a cleaning kit if you have it. Now you guys could definitely see it has gotten discolored though, so that white has definitely turned yellow. The Dior font and the rest of the prints on it have stayed intact. I'm pretty glad about that. In terms of heel drag and everything, not really an issue on these. Again, depends how you wear it, to be honest, but for the way I've worn it, it really hasn't been an issue. Let me show you guys the left pair as well. So that's how it looks right there. Again, for the most part, it has stayed pretty clean. All right, everyone, so that is basically what I wanted to point out with these shoes. I hope this helps you make a decision of whether you want to buy it or not. Again, I do understand that the high price point on these definitely brings that extra level of concern when you're purchasing these. I am here to say that these have held up really well. The main area I was personally concerned about was this mesh material that basically surrounds the entire upper of the sneaker. However, the mesh has stayed good. The translucent guard on top of the mesh has yellowed out, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Honestly, it's a designer sneaker and you're gonna get a nice wear out of it, so you really can't complain. The Dior logos have stayed intact. It is easy to clean, definitely. So the only issue I would say is the yellowing. Other than that, it's perfectly fine. Again, in terms of these, if you do want to buy them, I would suggest going true to size. You probably could go half a size down on them, but for me, I went true to size and it's fine. So definitely not an issue there. Remember, these do come in European sizing. So a 43 is going to be a US 10. A 42 will be a US 9. A 44 will be a US 11. I know that kind of trips people up sometimes, but that is how the sizing works. And you can find out more information on their website. Again, guys, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you.